Hi guys, my name is Grace and I'm doing a Divine Masculine Energy reading. And if I'm really being honest with you, I'm feeling a really very intense energy. This is real intense and this probably will be a really long reading. Um yeah, I had to stop so many times when I was doing this reading because I really just want to guess as a divine feminine. I am I have strongly um feeling the energies and being affected by what I'm seeing on the cards too. So yeah, I had to take breaks and really I want to properly read the cards and get all the details and information as much as I can so that I can relay it to you guys. And yeah, so here it is. Like, I have notes here, so many pages, so I'm just gonna start now. I hope you just bear with me, guys. Just be patient with me. I just want to, yeah, I'll get this out now. Okay. So, with the tower, for the mental space of the divine masculine at this moment, I mean, come on. The tower card, if that's not intense, I don't know what's intense for you. It's the tower card. So it's like, as I already said, like what I felt that is coming from my previous videos. I think I've said something like that shit is about to happen, and it's happening now. It's happening right now. That's what I'm feeling, and new beginnings as well. I think it's more for the divine feminines, new beginnings. So yeah, it's happening now, and it's paired up with the Three of Wands, but in reverse. But I really like this card because look at that. It's reverse, but this card is about union. It's strongly about union. And yeah. So with the Tower card, okay, I really need to relax, to be honest. With the Tower card, it's really happening now. The structure is going down, and it has arrived, and I feel like um, what most of us divine feminines are experiencing before, the divine masculines are experiencing it now. Um, it's almost like, as most readers are saying too, that the tables have turned, and yeah, I did feel that too, and like before, when we were on the chasing the divine masculines, um we were really feeling strongly this almost like a tower energy that you feel like you just have to contact this person, like you feel the emotions strongly. And now I feel like they're going through that. Whatever you've been through, you're going it through now. And I feel like now I'm getting, it's like coming up. It's because we're like balancing. So yeah, and we are mirrors of each other. So yeah, and this tower moment, um, this foundation that was built was unstable. If Yeah, I just want to mention this could also be about karmic endings. Um, so this foundation built is unstable, and this has to happen so they will be able to create the right now it's happening. And I also came across a channel where a divine masculine is speaking about how he was currently experiencing a tower moment in his life. So it really is happening. And with the Three of Wands here, I like how it's depicted in this card, in this deck, because it's basically union, and with the children too. But it's reversed because they have to go through this. The divine masculine have to go through this tower moment first to be able to um, create this union, be in this union. And I feel like this tower, it might have been preventing them to move forward because of this state of chaos in their minds, in their mental space. And they want to move forward towards you. It is in their mental space. Building this family with divine feminines, creating this, because trees are all about creations. So, and ones are all about actions. So yeah, they're thinking about it. And yeah, union, these children, it's like the fruit of the union. And these children could also represent a project that you and your divine masculine are going to embark on. So I feel like I'm just I feel guided to like read it from the book, like how it is on the book. So it'll be quick, don't worry. I'll try. So with the Three of Wands, how is it in the book? He and she have come together, uniting their shared passion, giving the best of themselves and hoping for a miracle. As time passed, they experienced joy, anticipation, and even fear. So much rested on this complex endeavor, and so much could go wrong. As they drew closer than they believed possible, their optimism grew, becoming a comforting warmth that drove out worry and discouragement. In a snug, sheltered crook of an ancient tree, two have united and became three, the light of hope keeping the darkness away. The moment they have held on so the moment they have held on to as tightly as they embrace each other has finally arrived. Together they have created something that is both of them and yet neither of them. With this new life, they face the death of their former lives. With this life, they face a future of new responsibility and new joy, both of which exceed their expectations. Basically, if that's not talking about union, I don't know what is. I love how it's is really used the word union on that card. When I read that, I'm just like, this is so on point. So with the tower card has to happen. Structures that have built, especially the unstable one, whatever that is, um, I feel like I think yeah, that's it. And that's a mental space. So they have union in their mind, but they just need to go through this tower. And just this is like we should, as divine feminines, have compassion and with this, because this is I know at some point in our lives we've experienced the tower too, so you can just relate to the divine masculines how they're feeling right now. You can just like force this union, but it is, rest assured, trust, believe that it will happen. It's happening. If the only thing I'm really feeling strongly, the only way it's not gonna happen if you don't believe and you give up. Really, I feel so. I mean, divine masculine's emotional space union. They really want this as much as divine feminines want this, but they're going through it in a different way. And what came up with it, very interesting, is the shadow dance in reverse. So with this shadow dance card is in this deck, it is the devil card in the traditional tarot. So this is very interesting because I love how this this reading, it's like there's a balance, there's a yin and yang in this reading, because this extreme intense energy that is almost like negative is balanced by this union, really extreme happiness. Like this is union and this is like the devil card. But the fact that it's in reverse, I like seeing it in reverse. So, because I feel like they've gone through, because this is, I feel like, facing divine masculines facing their shadow self. They've gone through this. And more details about this, I feel like I don't need to say more about this because it's like 11:11, and I love how their hearts, their emotions is synchronized with their minds, because they're thinking about union even though it's in reverse at the moment, it's in a hold, and their heart, it's still really wanting it. So it's just a matter of time and a matter of things, putting things together to be able to make this union in their head, make up in their head, and to make this upright. So with the Four of Wands, Four of Wands? Did I say Four of Wands? Yeah, Four of Wands. And plus this shadow dance, as we know, is a devil card. This is like the addictions. This represents the addictions, the lust, the shadow parts of divine masculines. We all have it, but yeah, there's divine masculines reading. So I feel like because it's the reverse, they are breaking free from this addictions. They're gaining freedom from restraints. That's basically, I had to search it because I had to gain as much information as I can. So that's what came up. And yeah, that's what I'm really feeling too. And this is like pleasures of the world this represents. And I already I found out from another reader, if you know Aluna, that the divine masculines are purging and some divine masculines are awakening, and it's the same thing that I found out with my Blue Moon reading, Blue Moon in Libra. If you watch that reading, if you haven't watched it, I mean, you can watch it if you want to, but the divine masculines are basically awakening. So, and some of it, they have to go through the tower to be able to awaken, because the tower is the card is 16th. So the tower has to happen first, and the next card, no, this these addictions, no, this shadow dance, the devil, is the 15th. So to be able to break away, break free from these um, shadows, these addictions, however this represents on your divine masculines, they have to go through the tower. So now they're going through the tower. So that's why they're going through the tower. They've been struck by the lightning. Their world is shook up. That's why they were able now to break free from this. Getting my eyes. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So now the tower card in the hidden realm deck, it says that the oak, it's saying something that the tower there is represented by the oak, and it's full of wisdom, but it also attracts lightning. And yeah, as I've already said, this happens before the tower card. And so breaking free from this is required. That's why the divine masculines were struck by lightning. For most of them, this happened. And which now makes way for union. So this happened, the tower. They were able to break free from this because of the tower, and then now it makes way for union. And so that's why in their mind they were experiencing this tower. And while in chaos, like within this chaos, I feel like they're picking up the pieces, they're putting the puzzle together as they move forward to this union. So now I feel like their current state of mind, they really reevaluating things in their mind, their beliefs, because this is like this destruction of preconceived beliefs as well. Like looking at it, like looking at the tower, what survived and what is no longer useful, it will be purged. So after this tower, you cannot just simply push forward for union. It might be chaotic for them and they might be hurt, or I'm not saying that union cannot happen now or cannot happen tomorrow or the next day or the next month, but I'm just saying it could take time. But at the same time, it could happen now. It just depends on your healing and your own journey and in your own timeline. The amount of time they need to recover depends on your individual timelines. And this also is about, as we know, sensuality, sexuality, and sexuality really is a part of life. But if it has turned into dependency, if you go through, if like because the fact that sexuality becomes unhealthy is when and becomes addictive. It's when you go into a relationship, like a codependent relationship, if you depend on that. So if there's dependency, and if you're really ignoring your responsibilities, I like how it says on the book in the final word, don't play with fire unless you are willing to get burned. I mean, after this fire, getting burned in the tower card. But yeah, that has happened now. But it all happens for a reason and for a purpose. I really do believe that it has to happen. And so now, how is divine masculine seeing their divine feminine side at this moment? I mean, another major arcana card, the world. I love how this card is on this appeared on this, how they're seeing their divine feminines. And what's with that card? Death. The death card. So my interpretation for this is that this is all about ending the cycle, because this is the final card on the major arcana. So this is like the end of cycle. And death is also endings too. So really, this endings has to happen. So now, this could also be pertains to some people. If you're long distance and your divine masculine has to travel to come to you, then this is the card for that. And there's a really great possibility for that, as I've seen with other readers too. The divine masculine are seeing their divine feminines as someone that is completely changed person with a death card here, because this is all about, whenever I see that card, is change. And almost like the divine feminines transformed into this like beautiful being. This is about transformation too. And but yeah, but like, no matter how, like from the book it says, no matter what cycle you are in, you will be changed in ways that affect you as a whole person. And the fact that it's like, this is like the final cycle, it's really like the final, and you really transformed into this, the final transformation. And how they're seeing the divine feminines, they're seeing them as this. And it comes with a death card, and so it's also new beginnings. And I know for a fact, in my own experience, in my journey, that it has arrived. And if you're resonating with this, which is most likely you are if you're watching this videos, then yes, the new beginnings are here. That's why this has a massive like endings of the cycle. And because we've changed, divine feminines, or if you are getting in, if you haven't, you're getting into this energy, because you are changing. I feel like the divine masculines are wanting to get to know you all over again, and they're restarting over again. And they think that they think of you divine feminines very highly. That's what I'm getting from this card, almost like isolating you from the crowd. and they're seeing your divine feminines in your true light, and it's guiding them on their own individual awakening. By seeing you in your purest form, in your own true light, it's guiding them to be transformed to this also. And whether it doesn't matter if you divine feminines have reached this point, you're reaching this point, they are seeing you in your real true light. And I I feel like this is also a reminder for divine feminines that you need to focus on the gift of the experience. Like when you've been wanting union, I mean, sometimes you've are obsessing over union, and now that you've healed, now that you've transformed, I feel like you need to savor the moment, savor the gifts, enjoy, enjoy like enjoy the gifts, enjoy the transformation, enjoy the journey, and sometimes you're so focused on the union that you forget that. And also, um, when you've changed, when you've transformed into this person, into this, when you are transformed and you are changed for the better, you this it it feels like it seems like the people around you, your perspective changes, and the people around you sense that, whether they're aware of it or not. And by being um I'm saying this because I'm experiencing this, and you being in the presence of other people, they sense your energy. And that's why I'm saying this, because your presence, just by being you, without really doing anything, because you've reached this point, um it's it's really um causing this change to the divine masculines, and just simply your presence and your energies. And like once you change yourself, you start to see your environment changing, because as within, so without. And it's either it's two things, you know. If once you've changed and transformed and you've awakened, it's two things. The people, it's either the people around you will shut you off. That could happen because they resist, you know. Because it's either they shut you off because they want, I don't know, they resist the being awakened. So, or you inspire the other people to change also. It's either you inspire the other people and inspire their growth, or they shut you off because you're not in alignment. You're once your vibration is higher, once you're in a high vibration, they can't really tolerate that energy if they're in a lower vibration. So it's either, and also you cannot really, you'll find that you won't be able to stay in places where there's loads of like lower vibration now energy. But so yeah, and with that, if that happens to you, like I know from in my own personal experience. I'm sharing this because I just want to help. Um, with my friends, there are people who are I guess I've outgrown them, and they took it personally, but that's when I don't want to really be. I feel like I found how to become whole on my own. So it's like once you found, you should really learn how to not be attached to anyone, including your divine masculine. And like it's really about becoming whole. It's I feel like it's dissolving the attachments you have, and it's being connected to people but being detached, connected but not attached to people. So yeah, you can still connect to people, but not in a way that you need them to be there. That's the same thing with this union, not needing this union to happen because you're already whole. I mean, yeah, of course you want this union, but when you're on that state of not needing this union to happen, that's that's when actually the union is like attracted to you. That's how it really like comes to you. So I'm in the process too. I know I have my own, in my own divine timing it will happen. So yeah, I'm not just saying this just because I've figured this all out. I'm I'm going through the same process. That's why I'm sharing this with you. So I think I've so far out from the topic. Basically, because these two cards is how the divine masculines are seeing you, divine feminines. Divine masculine sees you as the type of person that can completely change their life. Basically, that's what this card means. Or, or the divine masculine sees you that as a type of person that can completely or have completely changed their life. I mean, yeah, that's it. Drop the mic. Anyway, um, how the divine masculine is seeing the connection? We have here the Nine of Pentacles, Pentacles, and the Empress card. And with that, we have here the Eight of Cups and the Page of Wands in reverse. So, with this, with the Nine of Pentacles, this is basically admiring you from a distance. It could also be stalking for some. And this Nine of Pentacles is a single card. And I feel like the divine masculines are seeing your independence, divine feminines. And I feel like they want to make you from this single card to this Empress. That's how they're attracted to you, and they want you to be this Empress, the mother of their children, and the Empress. You know how I feel about the Empress because obviously it's the name of my channel. The Empress can rule without an emperor. So yeah, I'm just saying she's independent, but she's a nurturer, and they are seeing the connection as something that can nurture them. That's how I feel, and teach them how to healthily let go of things, because this is Eight of Cups is letting go of things that doesn't serve you. So yeah, that's what this connection is teaching them. That's how I feel. And it could also be letting go of this Page of Wands energy, because how he's looking at this, Page of Wands, but it's in it's in a reverse position. So I feel like also what I'm getting from this card is this Eight of Cups could also be about going away and finding meaning and solitude. So the way that it is with the Page of Wands, um, it's like a contradiction with this Page of Wands, because this is going away and seeking solitude, finding meaning, greater, deeper meaning in your life. And this Page of Wands is trying new things out and great like enthusiasm. And so it's like irony. So with the Page of Wands here, with the coming up with the Eight of Cups, I feel like this this they're wanting, they're going away, they're letting go this Page of Wands energy of wanting to know everything. Because of this deep sense of life, the Page of Wands is depicted in this card as like wanting to know everything. But in this journey, in this twin flame journey, you have to trust. You have that inner, that your intuition, and trust your inner knowingness. So it's not, with this twin flame journey, it's not gonna be revealed all to you. And imagine if everything is revealed to you, it's not gonna be, surprising too. And I mean, I'm just saying, but um yeah, so they have to let go of this having to always know everything to be able to, go through this journey. And also, so that's one interpretation of this card. Also, I feel like another interpretation of this is that the divine masculine is seeing the connection for what it is now. And I feel like the horse, like the blinders are off with him. And because they've gone through the hermit mode, and as with the previous readings, so I feel like that's the wisdom he gained through going within and going through that hermit mode. And he now realizes that this twin flame journey is going through the unknown, and you don't necessarily need to know everything. So yeah, I said basically, I'm just saying basically the same thing I already said. It's another interpretation, but here's another interpretation. Another way that I'm interpreting this is that divine masculines are going for a search of this new meaning in their life, to be able to find that Page of Wands, that, and like to turn this upright. Because I feel like this Page of Wands, because it's reversed, they have once lost this sense of life. There's this enthusiasm, this greater, deeper meaning and happiness in their life, and that's what they're wanting to go after with this Eight of Cups here. Like this happiness, they're realizing that this happiness, this journey, is bringing them the happiness that they've been looking for all along. And it can be found through this connection. Through being in this connection, I'm not saying that through relying on this connection, that's different. Relying on this connection, relying on your divine feminines to give you that happiness, that's different. Happiness, but even though you're twin flames, for divine feminines, for divine masculines, it has to be found within you, not through other person. So also, they're looking at this inner child they're looking at this inner child that they might have lost, and they're reflecting how much. It could also be reflecting how much they've grown, how much wisdom they gained. So so um so because the most divine feminines are awakened first, I feel like whoever is awakened first, they're serving as like the role model. So with this divine masculines I'm connecting with, the divine feminines have awakened first, so they're serving as a role model. And I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles here, this is someone that is satisfied about what they've accomplished, like being happy on their own. She is whole. So by being in this energy, by the divine feminines embodying this energy, it's paving way for the divine masculines. It's staying in your power. Yeah. So yeah, that's long. That's really long interpretation, but I hope you're still watching. So now, what are their fears? 2 cards came up. I don't know, I just found these 2 cards. I don't know why, I think I overthink these cards, but I find it hard to interpret these cards. So for the fears, what we've got here is the 4 of Cups and the 7 of Wands in reverse in the other deck. So yeah, with this one, I feel like the cup that is being offered to the divine masculine is from the angels, as they're simply not. It might be simply that they're divine masculine. Some divine masculines, they're just not used to accepting help, more so from an angel, you know. So that's just what I'm getting with this. Because I'm saying angels because this is 4. 2-4 came up in this reading. 4-4. So as I always say, and I'm always being reminded by the 4-4 that this connection is being overseen by the angels. They're helping. And the divine masculine is fearing that because also I feel like with this one, what I found out with the meanings, the divine masculine is fearing that because the divine feminine has been in this solitude, because the 7 of Wands upright could be confusion, because it's the reverse. I feel like this is solitude now. So now that because the divine feminine has been in this solitude, she might not. The divine masculine is fearing that the divine feminine might not accept the cup that will be offered to her or to him. I feel like this could represent a divine feminine here. And once he is ready, and that will take time, depending on your divine masculine. He knows that he's taking time. He is aware of that. So they're just fearing that once they're ready, that she might have moved on and have lost faith with him. That's just their fears. And also, because of the 7 of Wands, it's outside forces and people around. How it's depicted in the traditional tarot. Well, I'm going through this, but this is like the second part, another part. But very interesting with this reading. The 7 of Wands came up when I asked what he wants to do about these fears, but in upright and in a different deck. So I feel like that's really significant. Well, I'll go through explaining that. So anyway, with the 7 of Wands, there's this outside people and outside forces that is conflicting with his ideals. He's battling with that. That's why I feel. And because those beliefs that he has to go and that was broken down with this tower card, those beliefs are like ingrained beliefs, and we've all, like, it has been conditioned, so it's not an easy thing to go through that. And I feel like the the divine, some divine masculines are trust they have a fear of trusting their own inner voice. That is a valid fear. And this could also mean that I've read that this could also mean paranoia, and it's unnecessary precaution or hesitation. And it's a matter of building up confidence to be able to come forward to the divine feminines and, go through this connection. And I feel like for some divine masculines, they're just battling indecision. Like, you want this connection, but you are being discouraged by outside forces. But you know that something within you is saying that this is the right course of action. So, yeah. As with the Tower card here, in the mental space, they're really like, that's why it's chaotic in their mind. And I feel like it's all because this is in the mind, this paranoia, it's all in the divine masculine's head. And they might not be realizing that at this moment, or they might start realizing that. And it's really like his real enemy is not the outside people that is contradicting him. His real enemy is himself, really. And so, going through this, the fact that this came up again, Seven of Wands, when I asked what the divine masculines want to do about these fears that he have. So I feel like with the Seven of Wands here coming up again in the upright position now, I feel like they're going back and forth with this energy of defensiveness, then going forward, but then stopping and hesitating, and then being affected by outside people, and then having to defend his heart and feelings. But I really do feel like he has this inner power within, with the yellow there, and that's like the confidence. And so he is just having or needing to find that inner peace within him, so that that energy of going back and forth to this solitude and then confusion again and defending his beliefs to other people, he just need to find that inner peace within, so that so be able to move forward. I don't know why. And I feel like that finding inner peace, as we are mirroring the divine feminine masculines, and you might be really feeling these energies too. I feel like I can, for me personally, I feel it strongly. So you might be feeling this changes on your mood, like you're sad and then you're happy and then you're sad, like this, because you're feeling your divine masculine's energy. And this inner peace is not only on divine masculines, it also came up with us guidance for the divine feminines, but I will explain that further when I get into this. So really, it's for both divine masculines and divine feminines. So now, Yeah. Yeah, because I've, yeah. Now, once the divine masculine find the inner peace and decides, now this would can happen. Eight of um wands. This is all about fast forward moving, action, and communication. Then, communicating, what will they be communicating about? Going through this Ten of Cups with their divine feminine. I mean, Ten of Cups. Did I say more? And with the Knight of, and also we have here the Knight of Pentacles, offering something stable this time. And I feel like divine masculine's focusing on his craft, and I feel like, yeah, I did some private readings, and this is coming up for other divine masculines too. So yeah, I feel like that's significant, and this might be the slowest night out of all nights, but this is someone, like straight from the books, this is someone who balances the energy of intense inner drive with infinite patience. So this is someone, this is timing is everything. This is someone who waits for the right time. And I almost I almost feel like heard someone screaming on the screen that but the time is now, like right now. But that impatience will not go you will not really help. We have to find that inner peace. I know you're frustrated. I am too, if I'm really, really being honest too. But I have to, recenter myself, rebalance my energies. Because even if I'm not, I won't even be able to have to do this reading because this is affecting me too. So slow and steady. That's what I got from this card. They're working through it once they got out of this confusion in their head. So now, I'll go through the messages for the divine feminines, and I have this is for the guidance, like what the divine feminines need to focus on in order to um in order to be able to make this connection work on their part. Because as much as you want to help your divine masculine, you almost want to do it for them. They have to do their own thing. You have to do your separate own thing, and then you come to union. And as always, I have now I'm seeing 11:11 on my looking at my. I just looked at my clock right now, and that's the second time that I've seen 11:11. Before I started just reading 11:11, seeing now looking at my phone, it's 11:11. So anyway, just saying unions, it's there, it's coming. And so now, just because it's coming, we don't want to be too hyper and be like so excited. That could like prevent that could delay the union. So we don't want to be too focused on that result, on the results. We have to really surrender an inner peace. So now I really have to start this now. So I asked this angel guidance card for the guidance for all the people that is watching this, whether you're the divine masculine or the divine feminine. So what I've got is focus on service. So it says here, your soul desires only to joyfully serve and to swim in a constant stream of bliss. This stream continuously feeds you everything you need. Put your entire focus upon staying in this stream of giving and receiving in every situation and in all that you do. Giving and receiving is still there, balancing on giving and receiving. I know that for a fact for myself too. Sometimes I'm too much into giving. So yeah, I'm going through that too. So focus on service. As I've already said on my previous reading, how it connects. I feel like in the previous weeks, we are encouraged, both divine masculines and divine feminines, we're encouraged to go through our own passions, be happy on our own by going through our passions and by going through whatever this creative project. So if you haven't started that, I highly encourage that, and whatever that is on your part. And this could be related to spirituality, because if you've awakened so much, then and with the blue moon also, it has opened up people to awaken to their like psychic abilities. But it could also be not related to spirituality. So now with the focus on service, I feel like whatever it is that you individually feel like your soul wanted to do, you need to focus on that and focus on serving. And for me, I feel like that involves this channel. So whatever this is that you've wanted to, you're getting guided to do, you really must do it, because that will give you happiness for sure. So now with this coming into unions, this is very important, and I like how it came up in this reading, because this card is opportunity to forgive. So you won't be able to get into union if you're still holding on to that negativity, negative energies, if you're still holding on to the past and how you might have hurt your divine masculine and how your divine masculine might have hurt you. So, I mean, forgiveness is also key here. This situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. I mean, I think I've already said that even before I read this. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies, and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. I know for a fact, with my own experience, that me wanting to get into this union, I feel like been wanting to speed up the process, that I haven't fully. I've realized now that I feel the union's coming. Now I realize I haven't fully forgiven yet my divine masculine. Forgiving too. Now I'm getting is that first you must forgive yourself so that you can forgive other people. And that's a hard thing to do, forgiving yourself. Sometimes it's so much easier to forgive other people than yourself. So if you've made mistakes, I feel like you don't have to really be on that guilt, because that's a really really low vibrational energy, and you don't want to stay on that. That won't get you into union. And yeah, opportunity to forgive. Now I asked the surrender cards. I felt like picking up pulling cards from my power of surrender deck, and this is very relevant. It is surrender to inner peace. And you know what came up with that? Surrender to inner peace. I cannot. and surrender frustration. And it's so funny how it's so evident, especially on this channel too. I feel like I've read someone's comment and how she's so frustrated with with her divine masculine, and that's quite common. And I know, I can feel you. I almost wanted to like say to her, I can feel you, but that won't help. You have to be able to go back to staying centered. I know how that feels. And that's why you have to surrender to inner peace. Focus on your service. So surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. Definitely. Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block to union, is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. The same thing that I've already said in the cards is what's the message. I don't know if it's just my intuition or that I personally get this card for myself so many times that I might have, already picked up what this is supposed to be about. Because, yeah, I'm going through this too. And with the opportunity to forgive, it says, surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. This is a message. This message is both for divine masculines, divine feminines. And I just remember now, magic. With the magic, you have the very, very, very key thing that I'm getting is believing. You really, really, really have to believe. If you don't believe, how it would happen if you don't believe in the first place that this could happen? I mean, that's a really key thing. I know it's hard. I know how hard it is, but we have to believe. We're all in this together. So, just saying. And with the messages that I saved on my notes, what else do I want to do and say? Oh yes. So, should I say it now or should I say it later after these cards? Thinking, with this card, and I feel like this is really resonating with this card here. On my notes, it says that self-love is not about finding that strength, but rather surrendering to that inner power that is already within you. And I feel like this goes really well with this surrender to the magic of who you are. Your uniqueness and your power is all within you already. There's no use of finding it from this union. I hope you already get what I'm saying. And also, I'm being guided to say that about focusing on service. Let's talk about this and all this surrendering. Um, this focusing on service is not easy. It's not the easiest, but I feel it's the most worth it that I've ever done in my life personally. So it's just bring you that happiness. It's just more than it's more than just um the money and everything. It's something that I cannot express on words. And with this I felt so much fear. Even doing this reading, I felt so much fear. Before I did the readings for the divine masculines and divine feminines, I had to really, really practice and really prepare myself on for this. And with whatever passions that you have to do, I mean, you have to do it anyway. You have to practice. All you have to do is begin and start. And I feel like it's mixed with with my fear of making mistakes, because I know how people really believe in this twin flame journey, and I know that because I know for myself too. I can relate. So I don't really want to like make mistakes, and like they believe in this, and it's also I feel like connected to my self-worth and really believing, trusting in my own intuition. So the message here that I got is feel the fear and do it anyway. The guidance for me is that I was purging for these new beginnings, and I feel like I'm being guided to say this because you might be going through the same thing too. You have to purge for this new beginning, and I felt this extreme fear due to the imbalance and insecurities about believing in my own power. This is still new to me, and just like you, I'm still growing every day. One of those lessons that I'm learning is believing in myself too. But I know if I don't believe in myself, how would people believe in me? So I still get that anxiety and insecurities, but I try and still do it anyway. And I highly encourage you that if you have a passion, follow it. I'm reading now my notes, so if I'm repeating the same things I've already said, that's because I'm reading this. Your soul just knows what's right for you because you will feel it. I am not able to express in words truly how this journey and following my personal truth has done to my life. Because of this, I was able to connect to you, to so many beautiful souls. I just want to say that. And yes, if you're watching this, you're one of those, and you're one of them. And I really want you to I want to remind you of that. Your beautiful soul. And you just really can know how much of an impact you are having on another person. I mean, can you? So also I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone so much for the support that you're giving me too, because I'm going through the same thing as you. And also, like, yeah, we're on this together, like just like one the commenter said. I think I've already said that. And the guidance that I get is all I have to do is start doing these readings. So yeah, and I will learn and improve the more I do it. So I feel like, yeah, with everything that you do, that's what you have to do, supposed to do anyway. That's why it's crucial for me to remind you to believe in yourself and trust that the messages that you are getting is divinely guided. By simply watching this video, at some point, something like inside you guided you to watch this video, you are attracted to this. It's to be able to hear the messages that I'm currently relaying to you right now. And we all have intuition. We all have this ability to connect. It's just a matter of developing it and practicing it and doing the things, the healing, and to get the clear messages. And you know what came up for the divine feminines healing during this week, during this time? Third eye chakra. This is all about healing this third eye chakra to be able to get the messages intuitively. And I feel like we, divine feminines, we are being asked to notice the signs, notice the guidance as we are waiting for this union to happen. And you know what came up for that? Crown chakra, guidance. That's where you directly get the messages from the divine. It says support, love, signs, and direction. Wow. I just amazed how it's synchronistic with what I've already said. Signs. That's how you also get the support and love from your guides and from the divine and from your angels. You don't have to go through this alone. You can have all the support that you need. And also with that, I've been guided to remind you to remind you of the importance of intuition. And based on my personal experience, through my intuition, I know, like, I had this guidance that my divine masculine will be going through this tower moment. This was even before this. This is another tower moment. But because I got that guidance, like around that time, I was guided into this reader, and she said something about around this, I think it's January 18th, and around that time something will happen, like a tower moment, for it will help the divine masculine awaken. And I know that's big. I felt like it was really big. So the day came, and I've been seeing signs in regards to my divine masculine. I was actually, to be honest, creeped out by the signs, because it's just kept on appearing, and then a few days later, my friend told me something about what happened to my divine masculine's family. So that really it's something that really like shook up his world, and get into, that's how he was able to get into his feels and go to this hermit mode. So I know it's happening for a purpose, and the reason why I'm telling you this is this because I try and heal my third eye, and because I listen to my intuition, I listen to the guidance. I was not, when I heard the news, I was not able to be affected as much as I would be affected if I hadn't had the guidance that it would happen. So that's why it's really important. Because of that, I was able to remain calm and remain centered. Because when I heard the news, I am affected. But the fact that I knew it would happen, I kind of knew it would happen, because I was listening to the guidance, made me able to focus back on myself instead of be affected of what happened to my divine masculine. So yeah, that's the message. I think that's how I want to end this video, and it's already an hour old. And also, yeah, a few other reminders. I found this be aware of like the energy vampires, and because the more you're higher vibration, I feel like the more the people want to suck the energy out from you. In It might be intentional or unintentional. I think most of the time it's unintentional. So I think um, I was guided to watch Dr. Judith Orloff, who was the maker of this cards, Powers of Surrender cards, and she was talking about energy vampires. And I really just guided to remind you to protect your energies. And the way to notice energy vampires, I think I watched this in a YouTube video, but here it is anyway. Um, where is it? Yeah. Energy vampires are person that are constantly complaining, but they're saying no solution to problem. You can notice them. Another is they're the drama queen or a drama king, and the third type of person she was talking about is a constant talker in your face, like in a way that they're in your like personal space. And also the last one, energy vampire, is a blamer or a criticizer. Someone that makes you feel less than, as if you did not live up to their expectations. They can squash your creativity to the point that you'll be afraid to fly. All of this, I'm just quoting this from the video that I watched. So yeah, you need to protect your energies with that. If you can get away from those, yeah, I mean, do so. But sometimes you're there in your working environment and you're not able to really just quit your job. So, um, just do the intention to protect your energy. For myself, personally, I imagine like this light surrounding me and setting the intention to protect asking my help from my angels to protect my energies so that I won't be able to absorb negativity. Because that keeps me out of balance and out of center and low vibration. So I want to stay in a high vibration. So yeah, I think that's a really key thing to share with you. And also, what else we have here? Yeah, awakenings, I've already talked about that. And believe, really believe. Because this extreme resistance is caused by the disbelief. And also, I have two songs here. And for the Divine Feminines, I really, I feel like I don't want to share it, but I'll share it anyway because it might be resonating with you. This song, If I Knew by Bruno Mars, and Born for You by David Pomeranz. So yeah, that's all. Thank you so much. If you stayed on this video, thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. You were one step towards your union because you're so dedicated and so patient that you really want to get the information on how to go through this union. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm giving you all some love and light.